Good afternoon. How is everybody doing? For those of you who may not know me, my name is Renata Joy, and for 30 days, I have committed to giving you tools, tips, and insight for those of you who are new to real estate investing. Now, my mission is to shrink the intergenerational wealth gap through real estate investing, and I have been using this platform to sound the alarm. Now, if you're just joining us, we are on day 27. Yes, day 27. And I want to personally invite you to go back and listen to any of our previous conversations. And if you've gotten any value or if you have any questions, please feel free to leave it in the comment section. Now, before we get started today, I want to know who's here. What value have you gotten and where are you from? Now, today's conversation comes from a couple of you sending me some direct messages about how to pick a property manager. So I want to go over that today. The first thing you need to do is a first way of finding a property manager is you can go online, but even finding one online, you have to do your due diligence, right? What I suggest that you do is speak to people, talk to a seasoned investor and see who's managing he or she's property. Because typically, when an investor finds a good property manager, they usually hold on to that person or company until and if they sell their property. So that's the first place. So now let's talk about some of the things. Hey, Roslyn, how are you? So let's talk about a couple of questions that you can ask a property manager. Yes. Remember, this isn't a hobby, this is a business, and you have to treat it as such. Yes, you do have to hire people. And I know many of you have gone through several interview process, right? Whether you were the person that was being interviewed or you were interviewing someone else. So let's go over a couple of things that you can ask a property manager. First, how long have you been doing this? You want to know if they're new, if they have experience, because if they are new, sometimes tenants, they can sense that and they will run over that property manager. You don't want that. If you have one that's kind of like maybe they've been doing it for a little while or they've been doing it for a while, that means they're going to be creative and they're going to be a no nonsense property manager. And that's what you want. The next thing you want to find out is how many properties do they actually manage, right? And what type? You want to make sure that they're used to dealing with your type of property because if you have a multifamily and they're only used to dealing with single families, or if you have a condo and they've never dealt with homeowners association, that could pose a problem. So you want to make sure that they're used to dealing with your type of properties because that's a different type of tenant, different type of structure, routine, and so forth and so on. You want to find out where are the majority of their properties that they're managing, where is it located? Because if they have a cluster of buildings that they're managing in this area and you have one or two properties that's across town, do they have the bandwidth to make sure that your one or two properties is being managed properly? You want to make sure. You want to find out, how do they handle work orders? Do they have a maintenance team? Is it done through a portal? Do they get a phone call? How does that look? Because if your tenant has a problem, let's say their stove went out Christmas Eve, 2 a.m. in the morning, you need to make sure that your tenants can be serviced. So how does that look like? And also, do you want to be notified? Do you want them to wait to the next day? If it's an emergency, do you want them to go ahead and take care of whatever that issue is? I've seen in the past, sometimes an investor will set a dollar amount threshold that as long as it's under, say, $500, you can make the repair and let me know about it tomorrow. Again, that's something that you can work out with the property manager based off of how you feel comfortable, right? And you want to make sure, how are they charging you fees? A lot of property managers, they will have hidden fees and they will mark up a lot of their expenses. You want to make sure that they share that with you with clarity, because I've seen that happen a lot. You want to find out if the property should get a ticket because maybe their maintenance person didn't clean it this day and the city issued a ticket. Who's responsible for paying for that ticket? How do they handle their rent collection? Is it done through a portal? At what point, what's their process? When will they get the disbursement, right? And will I get reports? Will they go there on a regular basis to check for interior inspection, routine work, as well as exterior? Will they also provide recommendations? And if I need some maintenance or some sort of project, do they have a team of subcontractors that they can actually Suggest to me. You want to deal with somebody that can handle the daily operations of that property, but keep in mind, you still want to be in the loop. You want them to provide a report that if their mouth was taped, you understood exactly what's going on with your property. Will they handle the security deposits? Will there be a separate account that's set up for your property? What type of insurance do they have? Do they have professional insurance that if one of their maintenance person did something on social media and I'm covered for my tenants? Like there's a whole lot of different questions that you should be asking your property manager. I'm just scratching the surface. So I hope that this has been helpful. I hope that this is giving you some sort of value, at least pointing you in the right directions. And if you need more clarification or if you need a list of questions, please feel free to leave it in the comments. And I promise, leave your email and I will send you a checklist. Now, if you're watching this outside of my Facebook business page, I want to invite you to come back and join me at renardajoylive.com. That's renardajoylive.com. Now, understand, I don't want you to join for the likes. I want you to join so that you can help me change the narrative, change the trajectory of your generation, right? And the next generation. I want us to be armed with information. I want to help you to become an informed investor, what I call a legacy setter. Now, if you're just joining us, we are wrapping up day 27. And I want to invite you to go back and listen to this conversation and any of our other conversations. And if you've gotten any value or if you need clarification, please feel free to leave it in the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m. EST. Have a good night.